Hello guys, good morning. Today we are going to start with quadratic equation part 2. In the previous session we have already seen like how to solve quadratic equation, whether it might be using factorization or it might be using like a formula. So we have used both the techniques, but actually not without using factorization or not without using formula. We have used a short trick over there, right? So those who have not attended the previous session, kindly look at the recording of quadratic equation part 1. Okay, so in this session we are going to solve problems on quadratic equation. Whatever the things we have seen in the previous class, we are going to implement those things over here. So it might be like talking about the roots, it might be talking about like working with roots. So we are going to discuss with that. Okay, so if you have any doubts, guys, you can please ask. Then we'll go to the first one. Before getting into this, okay, before getting into the actual question, I want you people to understand one simple thing here. What happens to the roots, guys? That is what we need to see here. So if I'm talking about a quadratic equation, ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. In the previous session we have seen how to find out the roots here. So sometimes finding out roots will also be like a little bit time consuming. At that time, if we see the nature of the root, that will be more easy for us. So first we understand what happens to the nature of the root depending on the signs given in the quadratic equation. So how many signs are there in quadratic equation, guys? I'm talking about plus, minus, multiplication or division. How many signs are there? 5. No, I'm not talking about the other one. I'm talking about the signs in this quadratic equation. If I'm going to see this general equation here, this general equation, I can say we have two signs, two positive signs in the general equation. Now there might be some case where we may get negative over here. So I can say like the equation is minus x square plus 6x plus 8 is equal to 0. This is a quadratic equation with three signs. One is over here, second is over here, and third is over here. At that time, can I convert this quadratic equation with two signs? Can I take it as like x square minus 6x minus 8 is equal to 0? So in general, if I'm talking about the signs, we'll be having two signs. Clear, guys? So we need to think about what happens with these two signs. What happens to the nature of the roots when these two signs changes. Clear? So I'll just make a list of the table over here. Okay, so here if I'm talking about this one, I can take ax square plus bx plus c. So I'm talking about these two signs, guys, different possibilities of two signs. Now I'll go to the other side. I'll take, there are two roots, one is a larger root and other one is a smaller root. Okay, guys, clearly understand this. So I'm discussing about two signs here and the signs of the roots. So these are the roots here. Now you may have one simple doubt, like what if the roots are equal? Larger will also be the same number, smaller will also be the same number. So in general, I am going to talk about larger root and the smaller root. Clear? So I'll just go with the possibilities of the numbers here, possibilities of the signs. So first possibility is plus and plus, next is plus and minus, and third possibility is minus plus and minus minus. So we have these four possibilities, guys. Only four possibilities of the signs will be here, right? So if I'm talking about the larger, okay, if I'm talking about the larger root, so whenever you're talking about this larger section will always be opposite. Guys, clearly understand, larger root sign will always be opposite to the first sign. So this is always opposite to this sign. So just make a note of it. Minus, minus, plus, plus. Is it clear? Larger root will always be opposite to first sign. So this is one hint you can get it from this, guys. Next, while talking about the smaller root depends on the first sign again, whether it is positive or negative. Larger root doesn't depend on the first sign. It is just the reverse of the first sign. It is not going to depend. Smaller root, it depends on the what I can say, it depends on the first sign again. So if I'm talking about depending on first sign, if the first sign is positive, guys, clearly understand, if the first sign is positive, smaller sign is the reverse sign of the second sign. So here, if this is positive, this will be negative. If this is negative, this will be positive. And if the first sign is negative, guys, this section, if the first sign is negative, then I can directly say this is same as the second sign. Is it clear, guys? Any doubts in this? So how to remember this? If you want, if you guys want to remember this thing, so just understand this pattern here. So this pattern is talking about plus plus minus minus in the first thing, and second is plus minus plus minus. So you just need to remember this. There is no need to by heart, right? Plus 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 minus, minus plus minus minus. So we are going to the negative side one by one, right? So if I'm talking about the other side, except the last two, except these two, all are negation. Except these two signs, all are negation. Only these two signs are same. Clear? Now how to understand with respect to the equation, guys? Now this is like in terms of table, right? So if you are going to get any quadratic equation, you can just plot this table. It will be easy for you. Now what if it is given in terms of equation? So I'll take it as ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Okay. Now from this table itself, I'll take it in an easy format. So here, the first one, it represents the larger root. Larger root. And it is always negation of it. Always negation. Clear? Always negation. Next, second one depends. It talks about the smaller root. Smaller root. Clear? It will be negation when first is positive. First root or first sign. This is positive. Else it is same. Got it, guys? Just understand this. Is it clear? Any doubts with this, guys? So this is pakka clear. It is like guaranteed one. So you can apply for any of the concepts, guys. Any doubts you can ask. Yeah, once repeat. Which topic, Raj Manohar? From the table? Raj Manohar, you want me to repeat from the table or from the equation? Okay, from the table. Okay, guys, this is a table which talks about the two different roots. One is a larger root and other one is a smaller root. So this larger and the smaller root depends on the first sign and the second sign. Clear? So there are four different sign categories if I'm talking about a general quadratic equation. So we'll have positive and positive, positive, negative, negative, positive, and negative and negative. So we have only four possibilities here. So if I'm talking about the larger root will always be negation of the first sign. So look here. Negation, 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 and this is also negation. Larger root will always be the negation of the first sign. Clear? Now if I'm talking about the smaller this thing, now if I'm talking about smaller root depends. Clear? If the first sign is positive, then we have to go with the negation of the second sign. And if the first sign is negative, then we have to go with the same thing. Plus is plus, minus is minus. Then we have to go, or then we have to take the same sign as the second one. Is it clear? That's what I have written in a simple format here. So if this first one is positive, I'll take it as a larger root. That is nothing but negation of the first sign. And smaller root, it depends what is there on the first sign. If the first sign is positive, then smaller root will be a negation. If first sign is negative, then smaller root will be the same as the given thing here. I hope it is clear now. Okay, now we'll look at some of the examples, and based on that example, we'll just tackle how to use this. Okay, just understand this, guys. Yeah, you need to remember either this one or this one, any one among this. Whichever is easy for you, you can take that. Clear? Okay, we'll go to the first question here. This is one of the type of a problem which talks about the inequality. Yes, I'll read out the question here. In the following question, two equations are given. You have to solve both questions and give one answer among the following options. Now they have given x square plus 32x plus 247 is equal to 0 and y square plus 20y plus 91 is equal to 0. Okay, now first we need to factorize this in order to solve. So before that, check whether you can solve it directly or not. Alright guys, you have to check whether the answer can be solved directly or not. So what happens when it is positive, guys? So I have already told, if the equation is in the format of ax square plus bx plus c, when both are positive, so larger root will be negative and this will also be negative. So I can tell I have two roots, both are negative. I have two roots, both are negative. So if I'm talking about solving this equation, so we need to first solve the tree here. That's what I have already told in the previous thing. X square plus 32x plus 247 is equal to 0. And we have another equation, y square plus 20y plus 91 is equal to 0. So what is the first step here? We have to draw the tree, right? 247, how many times? Now look here, when the numbers are huge, how to tackle, how to look at this like branch values. So we have got the tree value, that is 247. Now we need to understand the branch value. Now look at the unit digit here. Unit digit talks about 7. So you need to understand how to tackle this. You cannot take like 30 into 2 or what. Getting it? Because 30 into 2 ends with 0. So you need to understand about this one. So can I take 15 or 25 into 7? No, that ends with 15, right? So can I tell it is 23 into 9? Can I say 9 3 times 27 ends with 9? Got it? Now if I'm talking about 23 9 times, will it work? Will it work, guys? Is it going to work? 247 is a bigger number. So we cannot say 23 9 times. That is not possible. Next, what about the next possibility, guys? Hello? What about the next possibility? 29 into 3 is not possible because that is a smaller number. Look at the unit digit here, ending with 7. Yes, good. 13 19 times. Good. Look here. If 23 9 times is not possible, next the combination will be 6 9 times is 53. That is not possible. Now the only possibility is it should end with 9 and 3 or 3 or 9. Next possibility I can check it is like 19 into 13. Now because this is going to end with 9 and 3. So 19 into 13. 19 10 times is 190 and the next number, yes, this is going to satisfy. So once we got this branch value, I can directly tell answer is minus 19 and minus 13. I've already told you in the previous section. Once you got the branch value, roots will be the negation of the branch value. Clear, guys? Now we'll go to the next one. Y square plus 20y plus 1 is equal to plus 91 is equal to 0. Now if I'm talking about the branch value once again, 91. So tree value is 91. Now we have to look for the branch value. Now look here again, guys. Branch value you need to understand. When the larger numbers are given, you need to understand the last digit here. So last digit is talking about 1. So you need to understand which product gives us 1. 7 3 times 21. Any other thing, guys, other than 7 3 times? 9 9 times. Good, 9 9 times. Now here we don't have 9 9 times. So can I go with like if it is talking about 91, can I go with 13 and 7? Because this is the number which ends with 3 and 7. If it is not 13 and 7, then I have to go with 17 and 3. 17 3 times is less than 60 itself, so that is not going to be considered. Clear? So once we have got this 13 and 7, can I tell y value will be minus 13 and minus 7? Clear, guys? Y value will be minus 13 and minus 7. As we have already told, it is the negation of this one. It's the negation of this branch value. Now look here, if you want to cross check with this, okay, when both are positive, we have got a bigger value as negative and smaller value as negative. Now while I am talking about this bigger value and smaller value, you should not consider the sign, guys. You have to talk about the only magnitude. You have to find it out. Getting it? You should just focus on the number, not on the sign. So 19 is a bigger number, that is also negative. 13 is bigger number, that is also negative. A smaller number, that is also negative. So if I'm talking about y, 13 is a bigger number, negative, and 7 is a smaller number, that is also negative. Both are satisfying. Now you need to find out the relation. Yes, guys, how to find out the relation? Yes, here from this I can say this is minus 13 and this is also minus 13. So I can say like x is equal to y in the first case. Clear? So one value talks about x is equal to y. Next value, this is minus 19 and this is minus 7. Which is greater, guys? Which is greater? Minus 19 is greater or minus 7 is greater? Yes, y is greater. So can I say y is greater than x? So I need one equation which talks about y is greater than or equal to x. So if I'm going to look into this, we have one option which talks about D, which says x is less than or equal to y. If x is less than or equal to y, which talks about y is greater than or equal to x. Is it clear, guys? So this is how or this is where we can use this factorization sort technique to answer the question instead of going with actual factorization. Everyone got this question? Okay, then I'll go with the next question with different signs. Now we'll solve the question in the same format. It's talking about x square minus 19x plus 84 is equal to 0, and the other is y square minus 25y plus 156 is equal to 0. So I'll split this in two parts. Yes guys, what about the splitting of first one? 12 7 times. Okay, good. So this is 84, and if I'm going to split this, it's 12 7 times, and I have already told when this is negative, this should be negative. When the central value is negative, the bigger value should be negative. So if I'm talking about this one is positive, then both products should be negative. So what is the value of x, guys? X will be 12 comma 7. Actual answer is negation of the branch values. Good, Lakshmi. Answer is 12 comma 7. Yes, what about y? We have to take out the branch tree value 156. What is branch value now? Yes guys, what is branch value? 112 comma 113. Raj Manohar, please take it out. 12 13 times. Yeah, Kirtana, good. Amanullah, good. Answer is 12 13 times. Raj Manohar, you might have missed one extra one, I think, right? The number is actually 12 and 13. So I'll just write the bigger number over here, 13 and 12. So since this is negative, I have to go with the negative sign here. Here. And this product is positive, I have to go with negative sign. So I can tell number is 13 comma 12. Now if I'm going to look into this, so in the first case I have 12 and 12. I can say x is equal to y. In the second case, x is smaller than y. So can I tell y is greater than x? So the combined equation will be y greater than or equal to x, or else I can directly say x is less than or equal to y. Again, we have got the same answer. Clear, guys? I'll just give 2 to 3 more examples, guys, in the comment section. Please solve it and let me know what is the answer in that. Clear? If you have any doubts, please let me know. I will solve and I'll upload in the same section there. Okay, this is one type of problem where you may get it for like your placements with respect to CAT, or it might be for your TCS, Infosys, or any placement question where you are going to see quadratic equation. Okay, now I'll look at the next one. The third question talks about if P and Q are the roots of the equation x square plus px plus q is equal to 0, then what is the value of P and Q? Yes guys, how to tackle this? It's a very simple question and we need to understand. It can be a little bit complicated also if you are not going to know the trick. Okay, so I'll just make a note of it. So they're talking about roots of the equation, right? So they have given x square plus px plus q is equal to 0. They already told P and Q are the roots, but still we know sum of roots. We know the sum of roots is equal to minus b by a, and product of the roots is equal to c by a. This is where we can find it out from the equation. Yes, so I can tell roots, they have told P and Q are the roots. P plus Q is equal to, what is minus b by a here? This is b and this is a is 1. So I can tell minus p. This is the first equation. Minus p by 1, that is nothing but minus p. Now if I'm talking about the product of the roots, I can say p into q is equal to c by a. C is nothing but q and a is here. So I can write it as q here. So if anyone is having doubt how we got this, I'll write the general format. here I can write B is equal to P and C is equal to Q. This is how we have taken it. Clear? Now from this second equation, what I can say is P is equal to Q by Q, that is nothing but 1. P is nothing but Q by Q, which is equal to 1. So I'll substitute it back in this equation, which says Q is equal to minus 2 times of P, which is equal to minus 2 now. So we have got P equal to 1 and Q is equal to minus 2. And you need to be very careful here. There are two different possibilities. Look here, 1 comma minus 2. We have first answer as 1 comma minus 2 and second answer as minus 2 comma 1. So P talks about 1. So there's only one option where P talks about 1. So we can just take it as this as the answer. Clear, guys? Now you could have stopped it at this particular moment itself. No need to look for the other one because there's only one option where it talks about P is equal to 1. We could have directly given the answer. Because here we cannot assume like P or Q or Q or P. We cannot rearrange because P and Q are fixed and that is also given in the equation, guys. Clear? So we can strictly say P is equal to 1. So there is only one option which talks about P is equal to 1. And if I'm going to look at P, Q is equal to minus 2, that's nothing but the first option. Clear, guys? Yes, Amanullah, good. Answer is option A. Any doubts, guys? Okay, then we'll go with the next question. What is the number of real solutions of the equation x square minus 5 mod x minus 14 is equal to 0? So if I'm talking about any equation, every quadratic equation will have two roots or two solutions. Now it is talking about two quadratic equation. One is x when x is positive, one is x when x is negative, because mod x talks about positive and negative x, right? Now how many solutions will be there? How many real solutions will be there, guys? Is it 4? Okay, guys, we'll look into this question. Okay, so majority of the time we are going to take 4 as the answer, but you need to understand it might be 4 or it might not be 4. Clear? So I'll just look into it here. So it is talking about x square minus 5 mod x minus 14 is equal to 0. Now mod x talks about two possibilities, that is nothing but plus or minus x. Right, now I can shift the equation in two different parts. X square, okay, minus 5x where x is positive minus 14 is equal to 0, or when x is negative, x square plus 5x minus 14 is equal to 0. Right, minus 5x minus 14 and plus 5x minus 14. Now how to solve this? Can I go with a tree value? It is minus 14 here, so we need to find out the branch value. Of course it should be 7 and 2. Since this is negative, I can say bigger value is negative here. So what is the value of x? X is 7 comma minus 2 in the first case. Right, now if I'm talking about the second one, again it is minus 14, again we have 7 and 2. Here it is positive, so this should be positive and this should be negative. So I can say x is equal to minus 7 and plus 2 in this equation. Right, now how many possibilities are there, guys? Now what is the total number of real solutions? At least you can answer now. I have already told number of real solutions can be 4 or it cannot be 4 also, because what if the values are equal? It might be 4 or it might not be 4. We should not give the answer directly as 4. Guess what is the answer now? We have already solved both the equations. Ms. Lakshmi Saiti, Is it 4? Okay, what about others? Okay, this is where we are doing a big mistake, guys. What is this equation? So I have taken this as minus 5x when x was positive, right? And this equation was there when x was negative, right? When you already know like x is positive, then how can you get the answer of x as negative minus 2? That is not at all possible, because you have predefined the condition that x is positive there. So you cannot take negative sign. Now in the second case, you have predefined it as x is negative. If x is negative, this is the equation. If x is negative, you cannot take out the positive value, right? So answer is only two option, 7 and minus 7. So answer talks about there are two real values, two real solution. Is it clear? Is it clear, guys? So you need to understand, if they are talking about, if the first one is talking about positive, then if you have got two positive, then you can count it as 2. And if you are talking about positive, and if you have got positive and negative, you cannot take negative there, because you have already told if x is positive or if x is negative, then you have to take the similar sign there. Okay. For your practice, I have given one more question similar to this. Try to solve this and let me know what is the answer. Make it fast, guys. Don't take more than 1 minute. What is the first step here? Taking two equation by considering x is positive and negative, right? So I'll just make a note of the two equation when x is positive and when x is negative. So when x is positive, I can say the equation is x square minus 3x minus 2 is equal to 0. And when x is negative, I can say the equation is x square plus 3x minus 2 is equal to 0. Sheikh Amanullah, there are two real solutions. Okay, what about others? Now look here, guys, I have already told you about the table, right, in the beginning. Now this is where we can approach that table, guys. Okay, this is where we can solve problems based on the table. I have already told you the table. It is like this. We had 4 set of values there. Right, plus plus, plus minus, minus plus, and minus minus. So the possible values are negative negative, negative positive, positive positive, negative positive and negative, right? So these were the 4 set of values. These were like signs of the question, and these were the roots signs. This was larger and this was the smaller. Now for this kind of question, we are not focusing on the larger or the smaller roots. They are not asking about, they're not asking whether which is larger or which is smaller. They're not actually asking what is the value here. They're asking what are the possible values here, right? So look here, when it is negative and negative, we have to get roots here. So what are the possible roots, guys, when it is negative and negative? It is positive and negative. One root will be positive and other root will be negative. Clear? One root will be positive and other root will be negative. Now if I'm talking about this one, positive and negative, look here, when the equation is positive and negative, then whatever the possible roots here, it is negative and positive. We are not solving the equation here, we are just writing it down. Now when x is positive, we cannot take out the negative, so I can eliminate this. So when x is negative, I cannot take out positive, I can eliminate this. So we have one root in this case, one root in this case. I can tell there are a total of two roots. Clear? I will give one more question similar to this in the comment section. Please solve the other one, guys. Yes, what if we get plus and minus? Yes, we have already solved it, right? Second one, it is plus and minus, and we have got it as minus and plus. Sheikh Amanullah, any doubts? Okay, now we'll look at the question number 6 here. So it is talking about find the equation whose roots are the reciprocal of the roots of the equation x square plus 10x plus 24 is equal to 0. So here we can solve it in a general method. So the equation is talking about x square plus 10x plus 24 is equal to 0. If this is the case, then first we'll find out the roots. So we know what is the tree value. Tree value is 24. We need to find out the branch values. Branch value can be 6 and 4, right? So when this is positive, this will also be positive. So we have positive 6 and positive 4. So I can directly say answer is x equal to minus 6 and minus 4. So they are talking about roots are reciprocal. Then we can say x is equal to minus 1 by 6 and minus 1 by 4. So I need to find out the next equation which has this root. So whenever we have got the roots, we can find out the equation by using a simple standardized equation here, which says x square minus sum of the roots into x plus product of the roots is equal to 0. So now this is the same thing which they are talking about, sum of the roots and product of the roots. So I can tell x square minus sum of the root is minus 1 by 6 plus minus 1 by 4 plus product of the roots is minus 1 by 6 into minus 1 by 4. It is equal to 0. So if I'm going to take it as common here, x square minus, so this negative and negative comes outside and I can take it as positive. This will become positive. So if I'm going to take the LCM, it will be 24. So it is 4 plus 6, 24 into x plus negative negative product becomes positive, so it will be 1 by 24. So now we are here, here we have 24 in the denominator, so we have to take it as numerator or we'll just multiply it with 24. So I'll get the answer as 24x square plus 10x plus 1 is equal to 0. This is how we can solve it by generalized method. Now if I'm talking about solving it in a faster way, yes guys, we can solve this question in a faster way. Just understand this. They're talking about whose roots are the reciprocal of the roots. It means if x is the it means if they have given x as the root of a particular quadratic equation and its reciprocal will be 1 by x, I can substitute 1 by x as x in this particular equation, that is nothing but x square plus 10x plus 24 is equal to 0. Okay, so if I'm going to take this as 1 by x here, I can take 1 by x square plus 10 by x plus 24 is equal to 0. Here we have x square in the denominator, so we have multiplied completely with x square, so I can take it as 1 plus 10x plus 24x square is equal to 0. So if I'm going to interchange it, I'll get 24x square plus 10x plus 1 is equal to 0. We have got the answer similar to this one, right? But again, whenever they are talking about reciprocal thing, we need not convert this x to 1 by x. Again, that will be again time consuming. Just look at the equation given, guys. X square plus 10x plus 24 is equal to 0. What are the numbers here? 1, 10 and 24. If they are talking about the reciprocal, if the numbers are in this format, just interchange the numbers, take it in reverse order. I can take the answer as 24x square plus 10x plus 1 is equal to 0. This will be the answer, guys. So just within a click we can answer this question, right? So no need to worry about substituting x equal to 1 by x or finding out the factors or something. So we can look here, we have solved this problem into 3 different methods, 1, 2 and 3 different techniques. Here third one is the fastest one. So if not first one, you can go with second one. So if you are very clear with the quadratic equation, then you can easily go with the third one also. Clear? Okay, now we'll look at the 7th question. Let two numbers have arithmetic mean of 9 and geometric mean of 4. Then these numbers are the roots of the quadratic equation. Now look at the question here. Look at the answer options here. Here they have given all the similar values. All the values in 4 options are similar. It means we need not check with the actual values. We just need to check with the sign. So plus minus, minus plus, plus plus and minus minus. So we need to check what is the exact sign. So what if they have given some different values? What if they have given like different options with different numbers? At that time it will be complex, right? So first I'll solve it directly, then I'll let you know what if it is different. Okay. Now look here, it is talking about arithmetic mean. So I can tell m plus n divided by 2 is equal to n is equal to arithmetic mean, where m and n are the roots. So if I'm talking about geometric mean says square root of m and n is equal to 4. Now I'll go with the same standardized equation, x square minus sum of the roots into x plus product of the roots is equal to 0. Here we don't have sum of the roots and product of the roots, we have arithmetic mean and geometric mean. Look here, if I'm talking about sum of the roots, can I tell arithmetic mean is 2 times the product sum of the roots? So it is nothing but x square minus 2 times of arithmetic mean into x plus product of the roots. So this is square root of the product of the roots. So if I want product of the roots, can I tell I have to take gm square, and this is equal to 0. So this is what it talks about, x square minus 2 into arithmetic mean, 2 9 times, x plus 4 square is equal to 0. So I can write it as x square minus 18x plus 16 is equal to 0. This is how we can find it out when we need to check out with the values also. Okay, we need to check out with the values also. Now if I want to solve it directly, now look here, if arithmetic mean is positive, it means sum of roots will also be positive. So I can tell if it is having ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. If this is the case, if arithmetic mean is positive, sum of roots will also positive, then this symbol will be negative because it talks about negative sum of the roots. Now geometric mean talks about square root of any number. So product of the square root of product of the number is positive. So the product of numbers is also be positive. So we have to take negative here and positive here. So I can tell B is the direct answer. Clear guys, it's up to you. If we have different numbers, we can go with this method to find out the actual answer. This method to find out the actual answer. If we know the actual concept and if they have given different similar values with different sign, we can just go with this. Clear guys? Okay, then we'll go to the last question. X square minus 5x plus k is equal to 0 has real roots. How many integer values can k take? Now it is talking about integer values guys. It's not talking about like how many values, how many roots. They're not talking about x here, they're talking about a constant k here. So here we can use a formula that is nothing but b square minus 4ac is this is like minus b square minus 4ac is greater than or equal to 0 because it's talking about real roots. So if I'm talking about this b square, that is nothing but determinant. This is called determinant value. So if I'm talking about this one, we have different conditions here. So when b square minus 4ac is equal to 0, it talks about real roots. Roots are real and equal. And when it is talking about b square minus 4ac is less than or greater than 0, when it is greater than 0, roots are real and distinct. They are real and different. and when we have b square minus 4ac is less than 0, then roots are imaginary and distinct. Clear, guys? So these are the different formats. Now they are talking about real roots, then I can take this one and this one. These two format talks about real roots. That is why I have taken b square minus 4ac is greater than or equal to 0. Now while talking about b square, I can take minus 5 square minus 4 into a is 1 and c is modulus k is greater than or equal to 0. Here modulus k you can take one as positive and other one as negative. I prefer, like, instead of taking it as positive or negative, just take it as modulus itself, because that will give us the range. So if I'm talking about 25 here, minus 4k modulus k is greater than or equal to 0. So if I'm taking the thing over other side, I can take it as modulus of 4k. So when you are going to shift this negative sign or the positive sign, addition or subtraction, the sign is not going to change in inequalities. Getting it? When we are talking about multiplication and division, the sign will change if the multiplying number or a dividing number is other than the integer value. Getting it? If it is a positive integer, the sign will not get affected. If it is a negative integer, the sign will get affected. Is it clear? Okay, so if I'm talking about this, 25 divided by 4 is greater than or equal to modulus k. Since it is a positive integer, sign will not interchange. So I can tell 6.25 is greater than or equal to modulus k. Now they are telling k is a positive integer or k is a real roots. So they're not talking about k is a positive integer. They're talking about k are real roots. This equation has the real roots and k is an integer. So if I'm talking about integer, if I'm going to draw a number line here, so it is talking about modulus k is 6.25. So I can tell k can be positive 6.25 or k can be negative 6.25. And they're talking about integer, so I cannot take 6.25. I can take minus 6 or I can go up to positive 6. So from minus 6, I have minus 6, minus 5, minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1. And we have 1, 0 and again 1 to 6. So from here to here, I have 6 values. From here to here, I have another 6 values. And one value at the center, I have one more value. So I can tell there are a total of 13 integer values. So 13 values are possible. Is it clear, guys? Any doubts? Please unmute your audio and just let me know. Or you can text in the chat box. Please let me know if you have any doubts. Okay, then I'll take it as like there are no doubts here. So I'll just post some 3 to 4 questions similar to this as a homework in the comment section. Guys, please respond to those questions and let me know what is the answer. If you guys have any doubts, let me know. If you want solution for that, I'll just type and put the PDF format in the description. Okay, just let me know what is the answer for the homeworks in the comment section. Okay guys, we are done with different types of problems on quadratic equation. I'll post some questions in the comment section. Just let me know the answer. Please reply for those questions, and the solution for those questions I'll upload it in the description. Thank you. Thank you guys, and don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel.